Here with Chris Lundstrom,
Is it Robert?
Minnesota Distance Elite. You must be the coach of the day, in my opinion. You just took a woman who ran 16:43 5K college PB to the Olympic team. How is that possible? How do you explain? Congratulations, but how do you explain Dakotah's improvement?
I mean, it's all on her of years of steady work and progress over time, and we knew early on that the marathon was where it was at for her, that she had a gift for the distance, and I mean, she just was willing to do everything that she could. You know, decided out of college, I'm not going to take that full-time job. I'm going to go and try to pursue this dream, and you know, step by step. You know, she couldn't hang with our women at the beginning, but gradually over time she just made progress, and she put everything into it. So just a great athlete.
So did she contact you guys? Like why do you even give a shot to someone who's got a 5:20 mile PB in college?
Well, a lot of people contact us and they say, you know, I'm not there yet, I want to come and give it a shot. And usually I say, sure, you know, come on out. And a lot of times they begin to understand what it takes to compete at that level, and the cost, and the fact that, you know, you're putting in a ton of time, and it's years of work before you get a payoff. And so, but she just moved to Minneapolis and she started showing up. So, you know, yeah, I'm happy to have somebody like that come out and join us. And obviously, you know, not everybody's going to be an Olympian, but a lot of, you know, people have a lot more potential than they necessarily understand.
Did she just not slow down as it gets, because like her 5:20 mile PB that she ran the 5K at 5:22 pace?
No, yeah. I mean, we've definitely worked on her speed over the years, to the point where, you know, this build up, we had a 6 by mile workout where a couple of her miles were sub 5 at the end. So, I mean, it's not blazing. I mean, there's other people who could maybe run faster than that, but it's something that she's continued to work on, and you know, continue to have that higher top end so that she can get there.
So take us from Chicago to here. I mean, Chicago, she was beaten by 4 American women. How did the build go? Were you really confident when she towed the line today, or was today a little bit of a surprise?
No, I mean, her build-up was better than she's had in the past. Chicago was a good build-up too, but her finish was not quite there. We did a couple things in terms of just, you know, upping her mileage a little bit, getting a little more, fewer really long workouts, but they really like high-quality efforts. So, and they went really well. And the other thing was just like putting everything into this race. She didn't race anything before this, so it was kind of an all or nothing kind of a day.
What was the hardest and best workout, you'd say?
Oh, they're probably 2 different things. The hardest would be probably like, we do like a 90-minute fartlek that's 3 minutes at threshold pace, 2-minute float that's like a little slower than marathon pace. So the average is, I think she averaged in the low 5:20s for that. Not her best workout, but she did like a 3x3 mile where, I don't remember the average, but it was 5. I mean, she was running 5:10, 5:12, which, you know, as you can imagine, somebody who ran 16:40 in college, that's an impressive workout.
And where was she doing all this training?
She's been in Florida since beginning of December. She came back to Minnesota a little bit around the holidays, but she was here. Annie came like a week later to join her, so they've been training together. Our whole team was down from January 1st through the trials. So a lot of time in Florida, Daytona Beach, and then just west of Orlando for most.
And you come out too?
I was here for part of the time. Yep. I have another job though, so and a family. So, you know, I got some other obligations. But yeah, I was able to come for a good chunk.
And what did you tell her before the race? What was the race plan?
Well, I mean, I think she really obviously wanted to go with the lead group and stick with it and kind of like just tuck in. And I guess my only counsel was, don't overreact to any moves. You know, people make moves at 8 miles, 6 miles, 15 miles, and they're not all real, you know, and even if they are, it pays to kind of have a measured response and not go too hard and be too caught up in what anybody else is doing.
So, like, what's the sponsorship situation? Does Minnesota Distance Elite have a sponsor? Does she have a sponsor? What's her job?
Yeah, we have many sponsors. We have a lot of sponsors from our local community, Discover Strength, Grandma's Marathon, and Twin Cities in Motion, Twin Cities Orthopedics, a bunch of companies that help us out. We don't have a kind of umbrella shoe sponsor, so that's why people think we're like an unsponsored group, but we do have a lot of community support and a lot of corporate and nonprofit partners that support us and make things like our trip to Florida possible. But yeah, I mean, I've tried to get a shoe sponsor. It's been a little bit of a challenge. So
same thing with the Let's Run. We're looking for the official shoe of Let's Run. We can do it together. Yeah. Well, congratulations. I mean, will your dreams become reality, both for you and her. So yeah. Cool story. Congrats, man.
Thank you. Bike rides all over the place. So just went out and biked around the course. I was mostly out on the eastern side there, where I figured there's fewer people out there. And then just following all of our athletes and zipping back and forth a little bit. Towards the end, it got exciting because I, hit them saw Dakotah with like 3 miles to go, and then I wanted to see Annie again because she was in 10th. Right. So, and then zipped back to about a mile to go, which I kind of I had to definitely like break some traffic laws there, but was able to kind of get to a lot of spots on the bike, so it was fun. Keep me moving too.
Maybe you saw these things in real time or not, but when Dakotah took the lead for a while, did you see that? What was your reaction to that?
I did not see that, so which is probably good. Yeah, as we talked about, that wasn't the plan, but it's kind of one of those things where you also go, well, clearly she's feeling good, and then you see other people who are kind of like just hanging on the back, and well, they're maybe not feeling that great. So I was pretty calm until about 23 miles, and at that point, it was like she's in third, but she's got Carolyn Rotich sitting on her, and she's looking like she's hurting, and so it was at that point pretty nerve-wracking and very exciting. That's when I kind of got, oh man, this is the time.
So even when that lead pack sort of exploded and she wasn't in the 3, I don't know how far back she ended up being in the pecking order, you still confident then?
Yeah, I mean, she was still running the pace she wanted to be running, and it seemed like, not everybody who goes with the move should be going with the move, I guess, is a way of putting it. So, I mean, yeah, it was a little nerve-wracking, but also she was she covered it well and kind of did what we talked about, so, yeah.
And just a little something, since you were on the bike all around the course, just the atmosphere here and the energy. It seemed like it was, I was obviously right here by the finish.
It was a lot of people out there and a lot of energy. I was surprised, actually, just being out, figured I'd be far from kind of the main center of the start-finish area, and there wouldn't be that many people, but there was a lot of people out there all the way around, so it was cool. Yeah, it was exciting. Always amazing to be a part of the trials. So, yeah.
Congratulations.
Were you watching it on your phone?
I did for a little bit. I kind of found, it's not really the most productive thing for me to be doing. So
when's the last time you saw her? What position was she in?
Oh, she was in third. I saw her at 25 miles. So.
And were you feeling, how big was the gap on fourth? And were you pretty
there? I felt really good because I saw her come by, and she was steady, and it was just just steady. Keep your turnover. And then I saw Carolyn was really hurting, she had kind of gone to a shuffle. And then Sarah Hall was there, but she didn't look like she was closing on either. And then it was a pretty big gap, so it's just keep the train moving, So hang on.
Cool.